Don't quit. Stay at your day job, man. Your day job provides you with security. Your day job provides you with a work-life balance. It provides you with a pension. It provides you with a clear ladder to climb and advance your career. Your day job provides you a consistent monthly income. It's predictable and it's reliable. And even if you did get laid off, in most countries in the West, you get some sort of severance package and employment benefits to help you find the next job. It's not like that in the entrepreneurial world at all. Don't leave your 9 to 5. It's safe there. And we can start off with the basics. There's only one entrepreneur for 100 people in a company, for 1,000 people in a company, for 1,000,000 people in a company. Only one compared to many. So just numerically alone, it's impossible. This social media generation is telling everyone's supposed to be an entrepreneur. You can become one. You're made to be an entrepreneur. Quit your day job. Don't work for the boss. He's controlling you. They're bad. They're evil. When it's like, it's impossible. Not everyone could be an entrepreneur. That's like saying everyone should be a musician. Of course not. Being an entrepreneur requires a certain type of traits. It requires you to be cut from a certain cloth. It requires you to be a completely unique individual. And 99% of people in this world should never become an entrepreneur. Look at Shark Tank. These guys are millionaires, and Mark Cuban, he's a billionaire. They need not for any more money. They don't get up every single day thinking, wow, I'm going to make more money today. It's not about that for them. They enjoy the game of business, where you're only in it for the results of the business. And because you're only in it for the results of the business, you will never do the hard work that it takes and survive that period until your business actually starts to make money. Because for most of you, you get a job and then you make your full income straight away. There is no delaying gratification involved. You go straight to the money. As an entrepreneur, there's a whole game to play. And then you might make some money if it works. And the chance of it working is pretty much zero. You're going to have to make multiple creative ideas, i.e. multiple businesses, before one of them takes off in a way where it beats your current monthly income. See, that's what they don't tell you on social media. Most of you are going to fail. Most of you will sink like the Titanic. You have to be in it for the game of the business itself. And that will push you to work harder than all of the other competition. When you first start, you're going to be doing every single job in the business. You're going to be the finance person, the marketing person, the technical operator, the receptionist, the on-site person. You will all of those people in one, and that will force you to work pretty much every single day. If you don't work every single day as a normal person, i.e. you don't have millions of pounds to spend on loads of employees from the get-go, which is most of us, you're going to have to work 7 days a week for even the small chance of your business to work out. And the question is, do you like doing that? No, you don't. Be honest with yourself now. Be honest. Be really honest. Do you really want to work 7 days a week for 3 years straight for the chance of having a successful business? It's not like it's guaranteed. I mean, if it was guaranteed, I think lots of people would do it. But you have to do all of that work for the small chance, the small probability of it actually working out in the future. Or are you bothered to take that risk? No, you're not. Nah. You want to go to work for a set number of hours and you want to come home and you don't want to think about the business. You don't want to think about work. You want to put your feet up, you want to watch some TV, play with the kids, have some fun time. And you know what? I'm not blaming you for thinking like that. It's completely normal. It's okay to think like that. That's actually quite smart to think like that. You're looking for the law of averages. You want a good, well-rounded lifestyle. And I applaud you for that. That is the decent thing to do, because entrepreneurs are crazy. The entrepreneur actually likes to work 7 days a week. He lives for it. He loves it. He loves coming home and the business still being on his mind. He loves going to bed with the business on his mind. He loves waking up and the first thing he thinks about is the business being on his mind. He loves it. Do you really love working 7 days a week for 80 hours? No, you don't. And that's what it's going to take if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you want to run your own business. Too many of times we make businesses for the absolute wrong reasons. You don't create a business because you don't want to work for anybody else. You don't create a business because your boss fired you and wow, this is time to start a business. You don't start a business because you and your buddies had a beer in the local pub and then, oh wow, you thought of this great idea and let's start it. You don't start a business because you're good at the technical work of what your business does. Just because you are a software engineer doesn't mean you can make a business in software engineering. When you make a business, you're in the game of business. You're not in the game of software engineering. You're not in the game of the technical work. You're in the game of running the business. And that requires a whole different set of skills. Those require entrepreneurial skills. And those entrepreneurial skills are nowhere to be found in your 9 to 5. But you think your arrogance, your over loving of yourself and the need to defeat your current boss and society and the man up there, the fat cat, makes you believe that you think because you're good at your 9 to 5 software job, you have the skills necessary required to run a business. No, you don't. No, you don't. It has nothing to do with that. When you get into the game of business, you have to learn the skills of a business. And those skills are transferable no matter if it's a software business, a cleaning business, a production company, or an airline business. Business is business. And only few people require those sorts of skills. You have to be a completely different type of individual to want to enjoy those skills. You have to enjoy it. You have to love the game. Everyone in Shark Tank, they love the game of business. And that's why no matter how rich they are, they'll keep playing because it's so fun. They get a high from it. They literally get a high from making a new business, seeing it start from nothing and going from everything. Not because of the money that it makes, but because of all the games, all the little mini games you have to play to make the business start running smoothly, efficiently, and functionally. They're not in it for the result. You're in it for the result. You're in it for the status. You're in it for the money. You're in it for the look. Look at me, I'm an entrepreneur. Look at that. Look at me, I'm so cool. You're in it for all of those kind of like rewards. You know, people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, they're not in it for the rewards. They're in it for the game. There's only 2 reasons why you should start a business. The first reason, and this is the rarer reason, is because you're a type A individual type and you literally just cannot work for anybody else. And it's not because you're lazy. It's because you just cannot submit to authority. So don't be thinking that I'm telling you this, you're a type A because you don't want to work for anybody else. No, you're probably just lazy. I'm talking about the type of person who loves to work but work for themselves. When you work for yourself, you work 8 hours a week and you find it easy. That type of person. Not the type of person that just hates their boss, hates working for somebody else, but is lazy when it comes to their own stuff too. I'm talking about a type A person who is not lazy. It's just that they just have a real problem. It's just innate within them to submit to authority. They just can't do it. It's just something in their body that just can't click. It just doesn't fit them. They just cannot submit. But when they have their own business, when they're self-employed and it's their own dream, oh my God, they work like nobody else. They will work for 8 hours a day. They will just non-stop work. They won't think about it. They love it. They love to work. They love to make our new ideas. The latter reason and the most primary reason and the most functional reason is because you have this new product or service which you believe can revolutionize the world. If you have something which you truly believe can revolutionize the world and you can beat all the market competition with it and it looks there's a good chance that, wow, if people get this in their hands, they're going to take the current means to solve that problem and say no to that and then come to your business instead. If you really, truly believe that and you think that most people are going to believe you too, yeah, start a business. You have something. See, you don't start a business because you're bored of working for somebody else. You don't start a business because, my God, I'm a musician, so let me start my own band. Big difference. Oh my God, I'm a musician, I'm a DJ, let me start a record label. Those are two completely different things. The record label's in it for the business, the musician's in it for the love of music. And that's why Apple, who was CEO'd by Steve Jobs until the time of his death, earlier this century, he wasn't that much of an engineer. He wasn't gifted in the art of engineering. What he did, he took people that were good at the technical work, but Steve Jobs knew how to run a business. He knew how to market to people. He knew how to give people what they want using the skills of others. And that's what business is all about. That's what I'm saying. Stick to your day job. Because you probably don't have the skills of someone like Steve Jobs. He's a rare individual. You want to do the technical work. Don't confuse it. Don't confuse the technical work for the business of the work. It's two completely different things. You want to come to work and you want to enjoy doing the technical work. You enjoy being a dentist. You enjoy being a videographer. You enjoy being a drummer. You enjoy being a lawyer. You enjoy being a doctor. Just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you can run a hospital. You don't have to be a doctor to even be an entrepreneur to make your own hospital. I've seen so many doctors, so many entrepreneurs across the world start hospitals and they know nothing about the medical field in terms of, doing the technical work. As an entrepreneur, you have to delay self-gratification. Sometimes it takes 5 years for this business to blow. Sometimes it takes 10 years for this business to blow. Sometimes it takes making a business 5 years, it flops, then starting a second business, it flops, then starting a third business, and then 20 years later, then you're finally successful. Sometimes sadly to say, sometimes it ruins families before you become successful. Because, if you have a family and you're dragging them through the experience of starting a new business, they might not like it, and then your wife might leave you. This is how it goes. Are you willing to pay that price? No, you're not. Be honest. Be really honest with yourself, ladies and gents. You want your weekends to be free. You like going out on the weekends. You like going to the festival on the weekend. You love spending time with your family on the weekend. You love taking vacations. The entrepreneur doesn't care for any of that, really. His vacation is seeing his business grow for nothing. I haven't been on a single vacation since 2017. And you know what? I don't want to go on one. I can go on one. I have the money. I have the time. I'm just not interested. I just don't want to go on holiday. I love seeing my business to grow. I have a rare set of traits which allow me to beat you. And if you were to come in the same business as me, most probably I would smoke your ass because I would work 8 hours a day and you won't. I would go to the extremes and you won't. I'll be knocking on people's doors, begging for the next, deal. I'll be emailing people, cold calling them, and you just won't be bothered to do that because you just want to go home and you want to relax. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's the smartest thing to do. You want to have a balanced, well-rounded life. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad here. Entrepreneurs are crazy by definition because most of their ideas will never work. And they lose so much by being an entrepreneur. They forego so much. They forego friends, they forego family, they might forego their spouse, they forego going to birthday parties, they're going to have to miss their friends' weddings, they're going to have to miss out on holidays. See that boys' holiday you took to LA last year? If you're an entrepreneur, you probably wouldn't go, you wouldn't have the time. Look, Mark gets a bigger buzz going on Shark Tank and finding the next best deal on Shark Tank more than any holiday will ever provide him. And I know that because he's already rich. He's not in it for the money, clearly. He can live off the money he already has for the next generations. His great-grandchildren could probably live off that money. Most people would never see £1 million in their lifetime. Mark Cuban's got £1 billion. He's got 1,000 millions. I looked at Mark Cuban's travel itinerary because he's got a private jet and it's public information to see where he's flying to. And he flies pretty much every single day, sometimes twice a day across the world. And it's not for the money, it's not for the fame, it's not for the status. Look at me, guys, I'm Mark Cuban. He just loves playing the game of business. And it's a rare individual that thinks like that. So stay in your 9 to 5. It's great there. You have a great pension. A lot of you in America have healthcare benefits. You have paid holidays. You have paid sick days. There is no such thing as paid sick days in business. If you become sick and the business stops running, then you won't make any money. It's as simple as that. But you want to start a business because you think you're good at the technical work. So you think you can run a business. No, you can't. It's two different things. Now, if you're watching this and you think, actually, I do also have the traits of a businessman, then fair enough, start a business. But most of you watching this, be honest with yourself. You don't want to take all the downfalls, all the pitfalls of owning a business. You don't want to be thinking about your business 24/7. You want to come home from work and you want to leave your work life at the door. You want to shut it off. Let me tell you something. The moment you start running your own business, work never shuts off. This is the Hezron Springer Show.